Realme's Neo series has long been a top-tier mid-tier phone in the 2500 RMB bracket. The Realme Neo8 right here is the newly launched model. This generation sees major upgrades in build, design, performance, battery life, and screen. It even features a rare 3.5x periscope, telephoto, lens, quite a robust spec for this price tier. And recently Realme announced its return to OPPO. Full integration with OPPO after-sales service. This is great for both the brand and users, allowing focused efforts to deliver better support. In this video, let's take a look at how the Realme Neo8 performs in real use. The Realme Neo8 retains the Neo series trendy gaming style, but features some new upgrades as well. All models feature transparent glass backs, the cyber purple hue is striking, the decal area, NFC coil, and battery zones are all transparent. The matte metal frame matches the back panel in hue, adding a refined touch. If the purple feels too bold, the origin white variant is far more subdued. The sleek clear back panel stays refined, yet looks more subdued now. The back's awakened halo returns, lighting up during power-up, music, gaming, and app alerts. Plus, you can set custom time slots and brightness levels. Has gaming flair, yet fits daily use. You can tweak styles and lights for each app of your choosing. When this alerts you, even if you don't look at your screen, the halo lighting will tell you which app sent the notice. It keeps its flair, while also enhancing practical use. The phone is 77mm wide, 8.3mm thick, 215 grams in weight, and IP66/IP68/IP69 rated. The second upgrade boosts screen brightness. The Neo8 features a 6.78-inch, 1.5K resolution, 165Hz max refresh rate, LTPS flat panel display. Screen is clad with crystal armor glass. The new Samsung M14 emissive layer boosts light efficiency by 26%, yet cuts power use by 16% versus 144Hz screens. The sole Samsung display plus 165Hz combo in this price tier. The screen frame has 4 equal sides and uses the trendy large R corners. 10-finger touch with 360 Hz tap rate, single finger peak 3800 Hz sampling, supports touch to display sync and 3D ultrasonic fingerprint. The specs on this screen are top tier for its price bracket. Indeed. Manual max brightness in default gallery is 612 nits. When expanded range is enabled, full screen max hits 1032 nits. Full screen peak brightness nears 1950 nit, truly bright in a physical sense. For eye care, it uses full brightness single scan DC dimming with SVM as low as 0.05. It features hardware-level blue light reduction, AII fatigue guard, sleep mode, dynamic eye care adjustment, and other AII protection display technology. Of course, Realme's Neo series must cover performance. Realme Neo8 uses the trending Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 chip. Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 uses TSMC's 3nm process, with Snapdragon's 3rd Gen Orient Core CPU. 2 3.8 GHz monster cores, plus 6 3.32 GHz cores. GPU is Adreno 829 with peak clock speed of 1.225 GHz. We've tested several retail Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 devices. This chip performs well in most scenarios for both power and efficiency. The real-world power draw and thermal control depend on each vendor's optimization skills. No more talk, let's dive straight into the gaming performance test. Room temp 25 degrees Celsius, fixed 350 nit brightness Wi-Fi network setup. Honor of Kings 5 V5 Ultra HD 120 FPS, such a light game poses no strain. Realme Neo8 average FPS of 119.9, frames are nearly flatlined. 1% low skid to 116 plus FPS with stellar frame stability, on par with Snapdragon 8 Elite phones. Realme's edge lies in its lower overall power draw, with peak temps at just 39.4 degrees Celsius and top-tier gaming performance. In Honor of Kings radar scores based on the latest V1.2 rating criteria, all 8 metrics of Realme Neo8 are top-tier S grade with a final score of 88 out of 88. This score tops the database, outperforming 2 rival Snapdragon 8 Elite models. Also, Realme Neo8 supports Honor of Kings Ultra Graphics plus 144 Ultra FPS together and stays smooth for 1 hour in real tests. Power draw less than 4 watts, heat at just 42.6 degrees Celsius. Delta Force, Hardcore Ops, Full HD 120 FPS, Realme Neo8 runs full frames all game, SD 0.81%, lows 74.9. 1% lows beat both rival models by far. System AVG power drop, 5.66 watt, peak temp 44.7 degrees Celsius, slightly warm but no brightness drop. Overall optimization is decent. In Delta's radar chart, Realme Neo8 scored 4 S grades with a total of 61 points. Competitor 65.2, competitor B 73.6. Genshin Impact Netline Open World 60 FPS, Realme Neo8 averaged 59.6 FPS, lowest 511 FPS, SD 0.8, 1% lows at 37.1. Overall power draw is 5.32 watt, close to brand A, lower than brand B. Peak body temp 43.4 degrees Celsius, slightly high, screen brightness stays up. Genshin Impact Radar, Realme Neo8 got 4 S grades and 2 upgrades, total score 71.6. Surpassed competitor B's 68.6, A scored 76.6. HSR scored moments stress test maps show that current Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 HSR rendering peaks at around 763p. In this case, Realme Neo8 stays cool even after 20 minutes of use. AVG 59.5 FPS STD DF 0.71% lows at 30.9. Frame rate stability outperforms both rival Snapdragon 8 Elite models, with fewer stutters and less fluctuation. Realme's AVG power draw 6.89 watt, peak body temp 46.5 degrees Celsius. Heat is close to Snapdragon 8 Elite, 250 nits screen is slightly dimmer. In HSR's radar chart scoring, Realme Neo8 leads in average FPS, standard deviation, and 1% loads metrics. Overall score 42.95 model, A scored 48.35 model, B 44.9. No big gap with Snapdragon 8 Elite devices. Since Realme now has a 165Hz screen, we must test its performance in 165 frames per second gaming as well. Realme Neo8 now supports 165 FPS for Game for Peace, Delta Force, Hawk Ops, Call of Duty, and over 30 other popular mobile games in Game for Peace Active Island and Delta Force Hawk Ops Fire Zone modes. In our 165 FPS test, the Shenmue L68 ran smoothly with an average of nearly 164 FPS. Frame rates often hit full cap without thermal throttling, frame locks or brightness drops under heavy load. Peak device temps were 44.7 degrees Celsius and 43.3 degrees Celsius, which are not overly high. The ultra-high FPS gaming feel is quite solid. Besides smooth and stable gaming, Realme's Geek Performance panel has now been upgraded. Without needing root permissions, users can still tweak CPU and GPU frequencies as desired. It also added a top-tier temperature control feature, letting you set custom thermal tiers for your phone. This truly puts phone performance control in users' hands, fully meeting geek players' needs for game tuning customization. Most phones will show frame drops and lag once they overheat from long gaming sessions. Often, the system's default thermal settings are too cautious. Once the threshold is hit, the CPU throttles down to curb heat, which can degrade gaming performance. This Realme Neo8 has 5 thermal control levels. Default is 0 for stronger performance, set it to 1 or 2 to raise the thermal threshold. To save power and reduce heat, set it to -1 or -2, which lowers CPU load and heat for longer gaming. We tested the temperature control settings ourselves. Ambient 25 degrees Celsius, screen brightness up to 500 nit, still HSR's golden time, 30 straight minutes. Wasn't noted that Realme Neo8 hit 45 FPS caps after 21 minutes, with an average of 56.1 FPS and 6.92 watt power draw. Peak device temp 48 degrees Celsius, screen brightness dropped from 500 to 250 nits. Once thermal control was set to +2, the Realme Neo8 ran 30 minutes without frame drops, averaging 59.1 FPS. System AVG power 6.71 watt peak body temp hit 48.9 degrees Celsius. Screen brightness rose by 50 nit. The boost in frame rates after enhanced thermal control is clearly notable. For tinkerers, the Geek Performance panel lets them customize their own personalized gaming performance settings. Those who bought this phone can tweak it themselves and preview the fun of device use. Besides mobile games, Realme Neo8 now offers a PC handheld mode for gamers. It supports the popular GameSir wireless game controller. Open the PC gameplay app on your desktop and log in with your Steam account to manage games. You can download some trending Steam games to your phone, then pair them with the game controller to play console games anytime, anywhere on your mobile device. We tried it out, and it worked well. The gameplay was smooth, visuals were decent, and it felt a bit like a gaming handheld. With this feature, you can play console games anytime without being tied to specific setups or devices. The official team has confirmed over 50 games run smoothly on the Realme Neo8, with more titles to be added later. In terms of battery life, the Realme Neo8 features an 8000 mAh Titan battery, a single-cell unit that ranks high in capacity among single-board designs. Under Xinping Technology's latest 6.0 battery drain test, the Realme Neo8 lasted 7 hours and 29 minutes from full charge to auto shutdown. It ranked 11th out of 127 phones in the endurance, ranking a strong result and Realme's best battery life phone to date. Power draw per task and full device AVG power use 7% in 1 hour, doing 2.64 watt. 40 minutes Weibo use 6%, 2.8 watt draw. 40 minutes video drain 10%, 4.65 watt draw. 40 minutes Game for Peace used 9%, 4.03 watt. Honor of Kings used 15%, 4.35 watt per hour. 1 hour HSR drain 17%, 4.43 watt. 30 minutes Bilibili drain 5%, 2.94 watt. 30 minutes Reno to use 5%, power draw 2.55 watt. The final phase still had 26% battery left. It lasted 1 hour 29 minutes before shutdown. The whole device average power in the endurance ranking is a new feature from our V6.0 tests. This lets users compare power efficiency and battery use of different phones and CPUs in the same test setup. This is the sole site online that shows power draw per phase in endurance ranking. For more retail unit endurance scores, visit the new Review Technology Database mini app and check the endurance ranking. Phones in this price range that focused on power and battery life often skimped on imaging specs. Just a main cam and ultra-wide angle. If the price is right, why ask more? But the Realme Neo8 now features a 3.5x optical 80mm equivalent 50MP periscope telephoto. This spec for its price bracket feels a tad over the top indeed. Many phones use the presence of telephoto lenses to define their product tiers. And models that rolled back from Realme Neo8 lack even periscope telephoto. Most have no vertical telephoto lens at all. We took some sample shots as well. Briefly mentioning rivals K90 and Neo11, their main cameras are quite similar, so we'll focus on the final output look. Realme Neo8 has a realistic look with brighter image tones. The overall look isn't overly vivid, yet the results are quite solid, with steady performance in other scenes. Let's look at telephoto. Realme Neo8 now shines in its element. K90 is a 2.5x vertical telephoto lens with no OIS. Neo11 lacks a telelens and uses crop from main cam. In this case, the Realme Neo8's 3.5x 80mm telelens offers a longer focal length and more composed framing. Shot from the same spot, Realme's shots have clearer focus, ideal for close-ups. Thanks to better hardware, Realme Neo8's telephoto imaging shows a clear edge in quality. And if we switch to the 3.5x focal length, Realme Neo8 shows much lighter sharpening. This plush toy set looks more natural with Realme. In this shot, the overall clarity is clearly superior. We shot a few shots with ultra-wide angle, results meet our expectations. From our real-world shots, the 3.5x telelens in the Realme Neo8 imaging system truly stands out. Strong hardware specs, sharp detail hard to ignore at this price point. Indeed. The focal length spread is well balanced. Mean focus is 30 cm in tests. Beyond daily logs, live travel and landscape shots, this top-tier telephoto lens also proves handy for students taking class notes, slides or blackboard captures. With a balanced main cam and wide lens, Realme Neo8's imaging system outperforms rivals in this price bracket. For power-up, Realme Neo8 supports 80-watt wire charging and full protocol bypass charging. At 25 degrees Celsius, Realme Neo8 hit 28% in 10 minutes, showed 100% full in 63 minutes with 7 minutes in trickle power-up. Peak power-up at 65 watt, average 32 watt for full 100% charge. Total charge 35.0 watt-hour, peak body temp 42.7 degrees Celsius. In our exclusive power-up compatibility test, Realme Neo8 with Huawei's 3 power-up chargers, Vivo 90W, Nubia, Lenovo 125W, CUKT EC10 Ultra, Anker 114W GAN charger, CUKT EC10 Ultra. With these VIVO third-party power-up chargers, stable 30 to 45 watt fast charging is achievable, good compatibility overall. The Realme Neo8 ships with Realme UI 7.0 based on Android 16, offering 4 years of support and 3 major Android updates. System smoothness ranks top tier among devices. The expand collapse animations for widgets on the -1 screen match the desktop smooth and seamless, much like ColorOS. But Realme has unique traits too, with the translucent texture mode pulling down from the top, the home screen, dock bar, folders, and more show frosted glass light effects. Do you think this design looks nice, folks? It also packs useful features like Game Master mode, iPhone pairing, AI one-click video summaries, and more. Realme Neo8 doesn't miss out. It features NFC IR remote, dual-band GPS, tri-frequency BDS dual speakers, and an X-axis linear motor. Alongside the Realme Neo8, the Realme Buds Air ATWS in-ear noise cancelling earbuds were also launched. 11mm plus 6mm dual driver split cell max noise cancellation 55 dB. Supports LHDC 5.0 lossless codec, high-res audio certified. Space found only in flagships past. Audio is here now with new software features like eye translation, phone find, and dynamic sound effects. It can link to 3 devices at once and switch seamlessly between them, quite handy indeed. Each earbud weighs 4.7 grams, and with the case 45 grams, offering up to 58 hours of battery life. Pairing it with the new Realme Neo8 makes for a great match. At the 2,500 RMB tier, no new phone matches all 4 power, battery life, display, and imaging specs. Those with strong specs and battery often cut corners on screen and imaging. But this Realme Neo8 packs a Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, 8000 mAh battery, and a Samsung M14 165 HZ AMOLED screen. A 3.5x periscope telephoto lens far beyond this price bracket, truly one of a kind. Plus, its unique transparent RGB design makes this truly packed with sincerity. As OPPO's first product post-return, it joins OPPO aftercare and redefines top-tier specs for phones in this price bracket. This might just make the 2026 flagship list early on. That's all for this video. Feel free to search for test data on both new and old phones. Compare them via the new Review Technology Database mini program. All test data from this video are now up online. Our retail unit endurance ranking and performance ranking are updated. You can view real-world data for each phone on our mini program across all system versions. It's very thorough. This is the only database in the industry that bulk purchases retail units, repeatedly tests their performance and battery life, and publishes historical data. If this helps you, feel free to share it with more friends. Xinping Technology, latest tech, latest reviews. I'm Zhang Yu. See you in the next video. Goodbye.